Play is not a crime. Hi there, this is Barrie J Davies back on another daily podcast. Hope you're doing well out there. And today I'm going to be talking about what it means to play and mess around. And one artist I keep thinking of when I think of play, it was only because I just was scrolling through my emails, is an artist called Martin Creed. And Martin Creed, if you gotta check him out, just Google him. But he's the essence of playful artwork. So like one of his pieces he did, which is half the given space full of balloons, and then he's done other works where he's done music and he's done drawings and paintings and videos and films and installations. And I met him when I was a student. He showed in the showed in Southampton City Art Gallery, and there was a room they had, and it was like half full of balloons, these big giant, and he took a photograph of me. So and then I saw him again quite a few years ago in a gallery in Mayfair. We had a solo exhibition, so we went to the opening night, and there was like singing and performance and paintings being hung up and then taken down and all sorts of stuff. And whenever I think of when I was talking about play, I was thinking of Martin Creed. And what he does is he doesn't title his work as such. Well, he does, but he numbers the work. So and there's gaps in the middle. So his work was posed this idea of something and nothing. So, and I really like that idea with his work, and he's done all sorts of stuff. Studied he went to the Slade, won the Turner Prize, I think it was like 2001, for a piece of work with the light turning on and off. And yeah, I just think his practice it's all about stuff and playing and materials, and he's famous for saying he's not an artist, which I find really funny. So there's like loads of contradictions in his work, but maybe that's kind of cool. So yeah, he's an artist that I think I mentioned my other artists I really like, but when I think of play and different colours and different ideas, is Martin Creed. So he did a restaurant, an installation in a restaurant called Sketch, and every knife and fork and cup and spoon had to be different. And then he laid the marble floor in the gallery, in the restaurant, and he used every different type of marble he could get his hands on. So I always think with him, it's like taking things to the extreme or the ridiculous, and I quite like that idea of that with the work. And yeah, just Google him, check out Martin Creed. When I think of with play and randomness and yeah, I kind of like the idea of bringing that into my work and disrupting order and things like that. So I mean, there's one series of paintings I've started working on, which is called Another Painting, and I've done a few of them now. I still want to carry on the series, whether they sell or not. I'm still going to make them. So, but I did these paintings, which says Another Painting, and I've done a really small one, which is about that big. You can find them on my website. If you go on my website, which is www.barriedavies.info, you can check out the Another Painting series. So I think it's quite fun, and it's just a painting that says Another Painting, and I have shown them. So I thought about doing a print version of this, but it kind of works as a painting because every painting is different sizes and different dimensions and stuff like that. So anyway, hope you're doing well up there. Deep breath. So yeah, the podcast continues. So interesting. So the title of this podcast, I called "Play is Not a Crime," and yeah, I always allow myself in the studio to play around with materials and ideas and concepts and things and images, and to make fun of them and to disrupt them. And I like the idea that the studio is a place for creating things, finding out about things, doing things, and okay, and then you take that and refine it, and then you put it in the, maybe in my world you put it in a gallery, or it exists in, or you take it somewhere else. Or sometimes, in the case of me, sometimes work is made in the studio and never really leaves the studio, but at least it leaves my head. So that's a good thing. I don't know, that's just one thing I've been thinking about. At least if whatever you're doing leaves your head. That could be a title for an exhibition. I don't know. So I like the idea of things leave your head and become fun explorations. Yeah. Sorry, this is all gone deep and fucking meaningful, huh? So anyway, yeah, I think play is not a crime. I think it's important to keep playing and discovering and trying new things. So there you go. Right, I'm going to keep the podcast short and sweet today. But yeah, I'll leave you with that thought anyway. What do you play with, and how do you play? And that's what humans do predominantly. So, right, this is Barrie J Davies, another daily podcast. I'll speak to you again very soon. Ciao for now, peeps.
Barrie J Davies is an artist.